The Attorney General of the state, Lynn Fitch, is on with us. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Hey, Paul. Good morning. Very well. How about yourself?
We're doing good, and hopefully next week will be the last week of the confinement here and kind of sneak out like the groundhog. And we don't see the shadow. We're okay, but we'll see what happens then. I got to ask you, what's the feedback been on your announcement this week about suing China?
Well, it's been very positive. People are excited about the opportunity to go after China because you think about this, Paul, we've all been suffering. It's affected all of us. This coronavirus, has killed. It's killed over 201 people in our state already. It's caused tremendous medical harm across our state. It's destroyed our businesses. And, it's just functionally altered the American way of life. And this is truly an impact that we're going to feel for years, as families, as businesses, and as our government struggle to rebuild.
I think if you bring this down on just the lowest level, the common denominator, a person being injured by, let's just say, a corporation, it's a no-brainer. Absolutely a no-brainer. But, of course, if it's another country and a communist country and one that holds a sizable portion of debt on America, then it gets a little bit more complicated to make an understatement here. But we're not the first state to do this now. I think we were one of the first states, but I think there's at least one or two others that are going to do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll see more states follow suit, but our suit's going to be very similar to that filed by the Missouri Attorney General. But our lawsuit gives Mississippians the opportunity to seek the justice that they deserve. This could have been avoided if China had been a good global citizen. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, they knew the danger. They allowed it to spread rather than alert the world to this threat, and it caused us tremendous damage. The Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act was passed back in 1976, and it was done to protect foreign sovereigns from burdens of litigation. But there are exceptions, Paul. And so, for example, neither Chinese businesses nor the Communist Party can claim immunity. So, again, this gives an opportunity for us to go in because they have, as a foreign state, they've executed a torturous act. Their omission of knowledge has caused death and harm, so then they lack immunity. So it's definitely a pathway we need to move forward to protect Mississippians and seek justice.
Have we defined the amount of money, the amount of damages?
We have not. We're still continuing to work on that and make those assessments. But as you said, it's going to affect everyone. There's an overwhelming interest to move forward to protect businesses, farmers, hospitals, anyone who has suffered as a result of the Chinese cover-up.
Will we need outside counsel for this, or will we be able to handle that with the attorney generals that we have here, or the people on staff?
Well, that's a great question, Paul. We are in the process of assembling our team. There has been overwhelming interest from the legal community to be involved because, again, the legal community sees value in seeking justice for all Mississippians. And if you just pull back and look at the economic impact, the loss. We've talked in the past about the unemployment claims and how that has affected Mississippi. And, just looking back, prior to COVID, Mississippi, we were clicking along very well. Our unemployment was only at 5.3%. And if you look at where unemployment is now, it could be anywhere from 15 to 20%. That's tremendous damage to our state from an economic basis. Mississippi's had over 130,000 people file for unemployment.
I was just Googling this up while you were talking. China, we owe China China owns about $1.1 trillion in U.S. debt, or a bit more than of the amount Japan owns. American debt is considered a sound investment. The Chinese dollars, like the currency of many other nations, is tied to the U.S. dollar. So we owe them about $1.1 trillion. I would think that we've sustained enough damage to cancel that out as far as nationally.
think so. And, China has always been a security risk for us because of the amount of debt. So that's always been an issue. And so you're exactly right. That's a big number, and there's certainly some ways that we can explore maybe negating some of that debt. But it's always been an issue for our country to have China where we owe that amount of debt to them.
Mississippi Attorney General Lynn Fitch. What's the next step now here? What do we do next?
So we are assembling the team. We'll be coming forth with the litigation. Again, we believe this is the way to make them pay. For now, because of all the damages they've done, Paul, to all of us here in Mississippi. But it's also going to China's going to have to think twice before they up and deceive the world again like they have done. I mean, they had knowledge of this, Paul. It's been a very malicious and it's been a very dangerous cover-up. If you look back at all that we know, they have silenced doctors and journalists and whistleblowers, and they kept us from making the necessary preparations that we needed to in order to be prepared for any type of pandemic like we are seeing right now.
I wonder how is this going to run afoul of anything, because I got to believe that most states are going to be doing this, at least a vast majority of these states. Are we going to run afoul of the Attorney General, William Barr, in doing this? Because the president, I'm talking about nationally or on a federal level, because the president also had mentioned that when you look at our national debt that we owe them, that part of it, we may sue them. So can this run in concert from the states and the federal, both with dual lawsuits?
Absolutely. You'll see all the actions that are taken in concert. Again, we're all in a measured way moving forward to protect, certainly all Mississippians, all people across the United States. So you'll see all of us working together for the veterans to provide justice and to really make China realize you are not allowed to take advantage of us. You are not allowed to deceive us and think that you can get away with this. And so it'll be a full court press from everyone to hold China accountable.
Any other news while I've got you on here? Any other news from the Attorney General's office you want to mention?
Well, this has been the big one for us right now, and we're very excited about how we can, again, move forward, hold China accountable, and protect Mississippians. And so we believe this is certainly the way that we can get out there, be out front, talk about the damages, and truly go after China, because they, unfortunately, again, weren't good citizens, and they've caused us irreparable damage.
I think even a first-year lawyer could win this case if it's based on facts and the cover-up that they did. We'll see what happens. Mississippi Attorney General Lynn Fitch. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it very much. Have a great weekend.
You too. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Paul.